guys, welcome back. Here for another episode. Like I told you, we got that Blox intake Plenum Spacer 5/16 and a little generic intake tube, just something to throw on for right now. You know, not really too concerned with the all motor parts, being that we are going turbo. This is just for the time being. So yeah, man, we're gonna get into this little Blox intake spacer. You know, they say it changes the sound a little bit, gives a little low in torque. I went with the 5/16. You know, I'm not trying to really push the power band too far over to the right. Just want to give some of that usable RPM space, a little bit more oomph, and that lower RPM power. So went with a 5/16. So let's get into it, guys. Let's go. Welcome back. So right out of the box, we got the spacer. What else we got in here? The instructions. We'll look at that a little bit. What's in here? Alright. Got our hardware, the spacers, and all that goodness. Yeah. From what I understand, if you install this, you're supposed to get like 10 horsepower, something like that. It's going on the toolbox. So, but yeah, that's the unboxing. Like I said, this is a generic intake tube from eBay. I think this shit was like $20, something like that. I don't know. Comes with a little filter. Yeah, I don't think I'll be using this. But hey, comes with all the couplers that you're supposed to need. I'm sure we can do this. Here's your adapter. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna attempt to use everything that it comes with just to see if this eBay shit fits or not. Wow, all these brackets, and what is this? Is this just an invoice? Yeah, that's just an invoice. Alright, so yeah. So essentially what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking off the strut bar. You know, I'm going to take this off, take off the plastic. We're going to be replacing this tube. We have an adapter for the Mac. I'm going to put a filter here. So this is getting changed. We're going to be removing this plenum to put a spacer in between the plenum and the runners. So let's do that.
She calls me day and night. I'm sorry, girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never meant to make you cry.
So I figured this is a good point now to show everybody where we are. We have disconnected our throttle body, disconnected our full intake tube, air box is out. See, obviously the strut bar is gone, plastic is gone. Disconnected this line here, this vacuum, disconnected. Did not disconnect this evap stuff. We just disconnected this one hose right here and the 10 mil that was holding the bracket on. Right there, put the bolt back so we don't lose it. And now we are going to get into removing these plenum bolts so that the plenum can come off. Can do that, but I know there is a coolant line under there, and when we get the plenum up, we'll get to that. So yeah. Finally got all of them. Please invest in one of these. To the man that does this with the regular ratchet, God bless you. So as you guys can see, got those bolts off, pretty much going all the way around. Yes, sir. Got them all off. Got them all off. Even in the back there, we got them all off. So now we'll be getting into pulling off the plenum. And remember, there is a coolant line. Can't see it, but there's a coolant line back there that we got to get, and don't forget about it. So let's get it. Alright guys, it's not that dirty, but I'm going to take a rag and some brake clean, just clean the inside of this, clean up the surface, and prepare it for the spacer. So as you can see, got it all off. Like I said, I'm gonna just take a rag, and maybe I'm gonna take off this rubber too, just to give me some more space. Take a rag, clean all this stuff up, clean it all up, and get the little oil debris out of the way, and yeah, prepare for the spacer. So, and essentially what this spacer is doing is it is giving us more space so that the front cylinders can get some air, because the front two cylinders it's known, because of the angle of the plenum, to choke out a little bit and not get equal air as the other cylinders. So that's the main purpose of this. And a little extra horsies, I mean, can't complain. All right guys, so now I got this all cleaned up. What I'm gonna do now is put the spacers, and I'm just gonna apply a small amount of sealant around the spacers, and I'm gonna apply a small bead of sealant around the gasket. I'll show you which kind I'm using. Research and Permatex, the right stuff, you know, high temp, 90-minute curing. So I'm gonna use that. And yeah, just a small amount just to help it seal. I'm gonna put a small amount on this around here, and then on the spacer, on the top side of the spacer, I'm gonna put a small amount there just to help it seal. And yeah, so let me get into that. I almost forgot guys, there's two studs, one here and one here. You do have to remove them, so don't forget, remove those two studs. Simple vice grip, or you could use the double nut method. I just vice gripped them off, came out no problem. All right. Don't forget your washers. Again, starting with the center, just to make sure that these are all lined up. Connected. Now I'm about to just tighten everything down and connect everything else. Yep. So I got the intake on. Everything seems to be good. About to go ahead and hit it with that first start. Already got it connected. Let's see what this thing sounds like. does feel a little bit better. I mean, between like, I want to say between 2,500 and 4,000, I can definitely feel something feels different for sure. You can definitely hear that intake too. Far so good. Yeah, we wasn't doing that before. Okay. Yeah. That feels better. Definitely feel a down low pull. So the butt dyno for sure is telling me that somewhere in this 3,000, 4,000 RPM mark, a little bit of magic starts happening, and it's definitely pulling a lot more than it was before the spacer. So don't feel like I wasted my money. It's great. It's actually perfect. At first I was like, man, this thing really gonna work? It's fucking Plenum Spacer. You know, people are full of shit sometimes. So yeah, guys, so far, not disappointed. Not disappointed at all. Not disappointed one bit. Final touch up, you know, remember those brackets? I did use it. Just put it right here where the old box bolted to, and bolted this down, bent this a little bit, connected it to here, so it's got a little bit of support. The intake does, it's just not there floating freely and just like jiggling all over the place. So yeah, man, so we did the test drive. Honestly, it does feel better. Car 100% has more torque down low. Between 2,500 and 4,000 RPM, it definitely picked up. It definitely picked up. And you know, that second gear, when I banged second gear earlier, before the spacer and everything, it was just bark second, but you know, you guys clearly saw like it clearly spun second. I know spinning ain't winning, but just goes to prove that there is more torque down low now. We are spinning down low. So great, I like those problems though. But yeah, so if you ask me, is it worth getting it? The Blox 5/16 Plenum Spacer? I would say yes. I paid like 91, 92 bucks for mine, and that intake, in all honesty, is the eBay generic intake. It's nothing special. It kind of reminds me of the Z1, Z2, but I mean, whatever. Like I said before, you want to pay for a name, pay for the name. I'm not saying anything bad about Z1. They make very good products, but I don't know the difference in piping. I mean, it's the same diameter, it's the same brackets, the same thing. I mean, just have special powers in their piping, and let me know. But yeah, 5/16 Blox Plenum Spacer. Blah. 5/16 Blox Plenum Spacer and intake to go along with it. Boom. All in all, it's probably like what, 130 bucks, somewhere around there with the shipping and everything. So yeah, man, easy horsepower, less than 200 bucks. Plenum Spacer, intake, call it a day. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.